friends. How are you? I see Sandy on here, Justine, Benita, Judy, Benita, Donna, Lisa. It seems like all my people are here today, so we're going to get to crafting. And of course, we are playing along with Craft Roulette. It was really good to see you, Benita, on your live today. And you got some sales today. Pretty amazing. Hi, Danielle. So let's take a look at what the parameters are for Craft Roulette. So we have to make an easel card. We have to use a table. Colors are craft store, so that could be just pretty much anything. And then add a bug or insects. And that was probably the one that I wasn't the most fond of. So we are going to use the Sunburst stencil, which you can tell mine is very well loved. We're using the new Be Courageous stamp. This matches our Unstoppable Girl. Hi, Sylvia. Good to see you. And you see a book here. I'm going to make some of you cringe. We're going to use a paper from the Treasure Voyage paper pack. We're going to use this Cutie Patootie Greatest Treasure, which is meant to be a Mother's Day card. We're going to use one of the dragonflies from In Our Hearts of Hearts. Let's get crafted. That's what we're here for. At least I am. Hi, Jay. Good to see you. So, like I said, I'm going to make some of you cringe with what I'm doing. And you saw the chicken soup for the soul book. This is the American Hero. So I have to say, I always make fun of Dollar Tree being the $1.50 store. Well, guess what? I got this for a whole whopping penny. So it was the penny treat. So I ripped out the table of contents, and then I die cut it with one of my torn edge dies. So we are going to use that. And you know that I like things to be a little bit no chicken soup for me. Have I made Andrew cringe yet? I honestly felt like I kind of broke every rule in the books here. But I'm going to go ahead and glue this down so that we don't lose her. I may have already lost my glue. My desk is piled with crap today. So Sylvia, you're saying that's cool. Has anybody else on Craft Roulette used a table of contents yet? I saw Judy made a table. I saw, a bunch of different ways that they've interpreted the rules, but I decided to use a table of contents. I always try. I'm a rule breaker, as we've all seen me do over the years. So let's get this cute little frog out. Jay's saying no, so yay! I did something that nobody else did so far. That doesn't mean, the members still have a few more days to get their cards in. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stress this just a little bit. And if I don't send everything flying on my desk, oh, Lord. We are going to use vintage. Nope, we're using walnut stain. I think we used that before. So anyway. Hi, Shallow. I didn't see you pop on. Good to see you. So I'm just kind of lightly going over this. With my distress ink. So we're using walnut stain, and this is just so that we get a nice little backdrop for our soldier. But we're not gonna stop here. We're doing all kinds of stuff tonight. This is going to be probably a longer video than normal because I didn't get I was gonna get some of the coloring done, and the Huskies in my life decided not to allow me to get as much work done. So, all right. Justine says she's keeping it nutty. Okay. You want the cat version. talking about. What is the frog? The frog is like a stamp press. So you would use it for your MISTI, or if you're gluing down layers, you can rub that on your layers for adhesion, so that you don't get the warping. But really, honestly, it makes me happy. So we've got a cat, we've got a dog. Do we have a cat? Yes, we have a cat. We have a dachshund, a pig, and a frog. So, all right, so that's our table of contents. Lisa named her Miss Lily Pad. She's given all of our animals names. So, all right, so before I get too far in this, so you guys know that I like a top folding card. So this measures 11 by 4 1/4. I scored it at 5 1/2 and then at 2.75 so that I can have an easel card. So that's how that's going to pop up. Let's go ahead and reinforce some of those scores with a bone folder, because I failed to do that. Lisa, can you check to see if the cat is still in stock? That might be why you don't know about it. So there we go. Well, my head really got in there looking for that piece of paper. All right. So we are going to start with the background. And we're going to color the dragon, and we're going to do the thing. So let's start with the clouds. And if you've been around for like 5 minutes here, you know that this is my favorite stencil of all time. And I love it. I just love it. That's all there is to it. Where did my blue? There's my blue handle. It's missing its little tab. So I'm using some tumbled glass. So the dachshund was our latest addition, and I don't even know how many of those we have left. So there's that. So I always start on the stencil and then kind of go off the stencil. That way we get the illusion of the clouds. And I'm always turning it, so that way we have a different we have a different design everywhere. And sometimes I'll even go diagonal with them. I think this is my favorite edge. If you need a Zeus, please, well, you need to talk to Sean about that and get him into the design mode. He's been extremely busy at work and hasn't had a lot of time for design purposes. So yell at him, Miss Sandy. And if you guys notice that I am using my Glassboard Studio thing, right now there is a 20% off code. If you go there and you shop with my code JOY, how easy is that? You get 20% off. So there's my sales plug for the Glassboard Studios, but it is magnetic. My favorite thing happens to be these red, white, and blue striped magnets. They're super strong. Now, I did not use a magnet to blend today because I didn't care if it was perfect or not, but we are getting ready to. So I know that I'm going to be covering some of this up somewhere. along the line. Let's see. This is going on the inside of the card, and it is going to be cut down and all the things. So gonna put that there for right now. All right, and I almost dipped into blue instead of yellow. So next we're going to use squeezed lemonade. I love this cloud stencil. It's my favorite one. And everybody's asked me, like, why don't you make one? And sometimes I feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they just did a really good job with it. So I'm just going to let them have it. But I mean, I've done clouds with ripped paper, so it's not like you can't do clouds in more ways than one. Let's see here. I always feel like if you love something, like you should really own it. And if somebody, like, if you can't do it better, then you shouldn't, like, take somebody else's design or take somebody else's idea. And the people at Colorful Life did a great job. I have told her that on multiple occasions when I've met her at shows, and yeah, I'm not looking to take it at all. Do you like the faces I make when I'm doing like? Oh, we're gonna put the sunshine in there. I don't think we're gonna need it, but there we go. And the reason I use the Distress Oxides is because usually blue and yellow would make green, if you don't know your color theory. But oxides sit on top of each other, so you have to work really hard to get a blend. So we're just going to let those clouds kind of peek through. All right, so I do want to clean this off. And we're going to be coloring these dragons, or one of the dragons. So this is one that we have a die for. But we're only going to use the big one. So this is a Mother's Day thing. So you've got the baby dragon and the mama dragon. My friend Kayla drew this when she was pregnant. And she's really into dragons. And so I asked her if she wanted to make a dragon stamp. And she was so excited to oblige. It was very cute. So I always like to give the stories behind the stamps, because there's always a story. Always a story. All right. So I am just, you guys know I don't like to fussy cut, but I can do this. And the baby, she be gone. Bye, baby babe. All right. Next we're going to do, if I didn't lose all of the rainbows. Did I lose the rainbows? You guys, I swear to you, before I start, everything is on my desk, and then it, like, flies. I see the red. Hold on. There's red. We're missing orange. We've got to find orange. Where'd you go, Sunshine Orange? Like, I hear Lisa screaming at me saying you should have a dish. I have dishes right here. And, like, I don't know what happened. Like, I legitimately did my job. And then I sent everything flying. And it has something to do with all the crazy animals that live here that make me crazy. Where did I put that? 1 moment, please. Well, that's pink. We don't want pink. Here's some orange. And the show continues. And you know that as soon as I get done cutting this, that we'll find the missing piece. But it's fine. That is not. There we go. Now we've got to get stripped. All right. Alrighty, folks. So we're going to kind of do this on the diagonal. And again, this is just, we're just playing. I'm going to, oh, I found the orange. Look, told you as soon as I cut it, it was gonna show up. Lord have mercy. She's a crazy wild one tonight. She's wild. All right, let's go ahead and glue them down. Hi, Miss Danny. How are you? It would be helpful if I took the pin out. So I went to put my pin on my glue holder earlier today, and the Jax, the bad husky, had come into my room and helped himself to my cupcake, thinking that it was real food. And yeah, he ate it. I mean, he didn't eat it fully, but he ate it. So, just so you guys know. Danny says that she just got back from eating sushi. That is one thing that I have never 100% gotten into. But I think I have a slight allergy to seafood, so that might be part of it. But I know my girlfriends, they love them some sushi. So, good for you going out and having a good dinner. Yay to your husband for going too. Jay thinks it's funny to have animal assistants. Yeah, they're funny, all right. They can be a pain in the arse too. So we're leaving out purple. I never intended purple today. Okay. We're going to let that go for just a second. We're just going to let that dry. We're working in stages today. Not the R's I'm killing you today. Justine, you've already been on the phone with me once today. You already know I am full of it today. Let's zoom in. And let's color our guy. So Benita saying her cats are always so helpful. You know what? My cats are the least of my worries. And I never thought I'd say that, but these huskies of mine, man, they're more than I bargained for. So I'm taking this E04 down the side of the face, and I'm going in like the rims of the ear. Is that the right way to say that? I guess. So then here, where his fingers are, we're going to put in some shadows there. And again, you guys don't get all like funky donkey with it. I would assume that he would probably have like a black glove on, but this is my card. Colette says she can't wait to get that stamp. It should be on its way, Colette. Colette, you were the first person to order the full release. Okay, I've got it. Okay, I lost you guys for a second because the things on my table were going awry. So, first of all, we have sold out the Closer to Extinction set for the third time. Holy cow. Thank you guys. Like, seriously, thank you. But now I have a poll to ask. So, is Closer to Extinction, Don't Be Coy, Some Gave All, or Happy Flappy our #1 selling stamp? So you put in 1 for Closer to Extinction, 2 for Don't Be Coy, 3 for Some Gave All, and 4 Happy Flappy. We're going to be reordering it, Benita. In fact, as soon as I get done with these stamps that I'm putting together today and tomorrow, I'll be placing a huge order because we've got shows coming up. So Shiloh says Some Gave All. Sandy says, no, Shiloh says Closer to Extinction. Sandy says Some Gave All. Judy says Happy Flappy. And Jay says Don't Be Coy. All right. Should we wait? Some Gave All is still the #1 selling stamp set. The American flag, y'all, is still the #1 selling stamp set. There was such controversy when I put out that stamp set, and it caused my algorithm to go nuts, and it has been the best-selling stamp set. I've had to replace that stamp. When I say replace, I mean reorder it multiple times. And then Happy Flappy, which was mine and Lisa's most favorite stamp set to put together. We laughed until we cried putting that set together, and that is #2. And then the other 2 are close, but they actually are not in the top 4. So I just put that in there. I think Closer to Extinction is before Don't Be Coy, but they're really, really close, you guys. But I just wanted to see what you guys thought. So it just seems like y'all like what you like, and that's for sure. So we're going to get that off the screen because nobody wants to keep looking at that. So we're going to give him his little pug nose here. I like the koi. I think the koi will end up being one of the top sellers, Jay. I think it's just because it's so new compared to Some Gave All. But it's been very popular, gotten a lot of attention on social media, that's for sure. Thank you to those who have made it go viral with all their projects and stuff. It's been amazing. In fact, you guys, we had kind of decided as a team and as a company that this was our year, that this was our unstoppable year. And so far, It has been an amazing, unstoppable year. And every time we make a goal, and I say it's impossible that we're going to make it, we end up making it. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who make mine and Sean's dreams come true. Sylvia, I agree. Don't Be Coy is adorable. But I think this guy is pretty darn adorable. So I am going to use an R20 because I want him to be a little cheeky. He's so cute. I just love him. So, thank you for giving us such fun stamps. You're welcome, Clay. And what's funny is they all have a personal story to them. This guy here, I had put out the little girl Unstoppable, and it was very well known very quickly that everybody wanted a boy. And so I had a lot of people at shows that would buy the boy or buy the girl, but they bought it for the sentiments. So we did put the stamp set out with a different set of sentiments. Now there's not a lot of real estate when it comes to the hair because he's wearing this helmet. So we're not going to go all kinds of crazy. Thank you, Jay. And we're going with, that was the E49. I mean, I'm barely even putting any flicks in here. I don't even think this counts as coloring hair. We're just doing basic blending. So let me tell you what these sentiments are that go with him. So these are all, well, there's one that's not biblical. One is night after night you shine bright. One says march forward in faith. The next one is from Psalms 28:7. The Lord is my shield and my defender. And then every hero starts small. And then Joshua 1:9, be strong and courageous. But you could, use a birthday set. You could do whatever you want. But he's just an overall really cool guy. I mean, he's going to be battling a dragon, and he's going to have his own castle. And so the sky's the limit with what you do with him. It's just what I choose to do with him today, You love the last one. Didn't you come up with the last one? I think you did. I think that was your request, wasn't it, Justine? So I'm going to start with the sword. So Ephesians 6:10-8, is that the armor of God or is that the 4? So the little girl has the armor of God sentiment. Yep. So she's got that one. So you definitely could interchange those sentiments. But I didn't want to give you the exact same sentiments because what's the fun of that? Everybody wants something a little different. Shyla loves the hippo stamps. Yay! So this is a C3. Now I'm going to do a little bit of the C3 on this side. And then I'm going to do a C1. C1 up top on that side and C3 on the other. And again, guys, just because I'm using Copics, you can use the exact same theory using any alcohol marker, actually any coloring medium that you want. It's what I have next to me over here. So even though his pupils are the largest thing, and there's not a whole lot of real estate to color, I am going to color in with a little hint of blue. And then we'll come in and put the highlights back in. You can tell at once upon a time I had blue eyes. What happened to them? I don't know. The metallic watercolor would be fun. I do not recommend embossing it in a metallic and then painting it in metallic. I would go with like Stampin' Black, use a clear embossing powder, or a black embossing powder, and then do metallics, because the metallic on top of the metallic on top of the metallic honestly looks terrible. I've seen it done way too many times. You could even use a metallic gel pen. So, okay, so where the helm is open, I'm using the C7. I need to take this lid off because I don't know how juicy this marker is. And I'm sticking to opposite sides. Yeah, VersaFine Clear would be the way to go. Look at you, Jay. You're all full of information today. Jay, did you get this stamp? I can't remember. I know you ordered the Kraken, but I can't remember if you got this stamp or not. Not that you have to have the stamp. I could not remember what you said. If I could remember everybody's orders, it would be a miracle, but my memory's not that good. Ask anybody who's around me for any amount of time. I'm going to give him a black belt. Now it sounds like we're talking about karate. You missed the guy. Do you know, Jay, the last live you were on, I said you needed to come on, that this release was for you. This was the stamp set I was thinking of. I thought you would be all over this stamp set. Like, I thought it had J. Thomas written all the heck over it. Just saying. Brian, we did not do a DT call. I did invite some new people onto the design team that actually are starting July 1st. I know that you weren't feeling well for a while, so I kind of left you alone. But if you're interested, we can talk about some, design stuff here and there. You can message me. What about Danny? You think you were on page 200 new and I had a blonde moment. Okay. Oh, speaking of blondes, my favorite blonde is going to be on Craft Roulette on Friday. So if you haven't heard, Pajama Crafter Stamps is a sponsor of Craft Roulette this month. So everybody has a chance to win a $25 gift card to the store, randomly drawn by Mary. I have nothing to do with it, but Justine's on Friday. So I thought I'd tell you, and I believe Jay's on at some point too. So there you go. We've got some superstars in the chat right now. We didn't even know it. All right, so I'm going to do this buckle in gold because I think every knight should have some gold. And I'm going to do this, I think Lisa called this the helm in gold. I don't know. I'm so glad that there are people who are smarter than me. So Jay's going to be on July 3rd, so 4th of July weekend. Everybody needs to be tuning in for Jay because that's fun stuff. We're going to use an E23. The helm is the helmet. Well, what the heck do we call this thing? Miss Smarty Pants, you're the one that I thought that you told me. Girl, I need to know my terminology. You would think I was from Kentucky or something. Hilt, that's the word. I did know it. Brian, I think you would do great on there. You should talk to Mary. I know she gets booked up kind of fast, so talk to her before before it gets to be too late. All right. So all right, I need a question. What color do you want the dragon to be? I need this answer. Because whatever the dragon is, I'm going to make the shield. Oh my God, you guys are all too smart. I need to go back to high school, it looks like. Green or purple? Colette, what would you prefer? What paper am I using? Oh, so this is the background for the dragon. The dragon's going to be up here doing dragon things. And then this is the paper that we're going to be using. Man, you're making me give all my stuff away. So he's going to be kind of like that. But this is going to hit, we're going to have two superstars here. Talk to me. Talk to me. Still purple. Okay. Y'all are killing me with the purples. Love you. Oh, we didn't use purple here, so we're fine. I'm pulling out all of the stops at this point. All right, we're coming back to him. All right, so I'm going to use this RV69. And I am going to use this as my scary dark where the bones or the structure of the wings are. Okay. So that's how we're going to make those stand out really cool. And if I want it to be darker, we'll do an RV99. But for right now, that's what we're doing. And I guess along the back side here, you guys are probably going, why did you choose this color? And I'm like, I don't know. Because these pinks with the VO1 through 9 families look really pretty. So I can like put in I can put in like the RV63 and make it like really vibrant. So there's a lot of reasoning for my madness. We're going to accentuate the curvature of her bum because she's a mama dragon, even though she don't look so scary today. Butter's little feet are going pitter patter. Okay. And I'm going to give her a little ear, a little bit of red. I don't know what we're going to do with that horn yet. Justine has been dying for that day to happen. We have 1,000 subscribers. Yay. Thank you guys for all of your some love and support over the last couple of years because I know. So look, this VO9, I'm adding right over that and I'm extending it. Okay. And you know I'm always making my wrist comfortable. And we're going to accentuate the bum because we basically have two really scary darks. And that's just something that you have to get used to. Like, can you do the scary dark or does the scary dark scare that doo-doo out of you? I said arse, now I said doo-doo. Oh my gosh, am I a 5-year-old? And just so you know, Justine made me redo a stamp set today. The scary dark. All right. So now I am going to skip to a VO5, which is going to be like way different than the VO9. And I'm scrubbing over those lines until to get rid of that wall. But you're starting to see that red. So Brian, we got up to like 1,002 and then it dropped. So if you subscribe with your other account, then we'll be right back there. Thank you. Scrubbing, scrubbing, scrubbing. You don't want to scrub so much that you lose all different definition, but you still don't want like that big wall of color. So if we need to come in and mix some colors with some tip to tip, we will. I choose colors on my lives that will make you guys go crazy because I want you to see it be done. I want you to, my goal in life is for all of you people who use 2 markers to use 3. For all of you who use 3 to use 4 or 5. And then, you know, I can't make you go any crazier than that. I mean, I think I've got like 7 or 8 right now out. But somebody would say that that's crazy pants. But isn't she cool looking? So this is kind of a harsh line. So I'm going to kind of like, I always say always color like in C's. So you round out the body because most bodies are not like chiseled out like a piece of wood. Okay. You got 7 new ones. I'm so happy for you, Miss Benita. You're rocking it. Now this is VO4. Which is a way pinker purple than what we just were using. So now we've got to do some scrubba-dubba-dubba-dubba again. Going over those walls, getting rid of the walls. And I'm purposely using stuff that maybe would make your mama cry. Because it's the scary dark that actually makes everything come together. Now, I'm going to very lightly do one stripe up on the bones. And now that's how you get that really nice, scary dark. Now, if we want to go back in and make it scarier, we have to just choose if we want red or if we want VO9. I'm going to go back with the red. Okay, now I'm going to use a B01 to finish the face. I went right over the eyeball because I'm going to go over with a darker color. We're going to finish the hands, and we're really scrubbing. Now, I think the VO1 and the VO4 are too far apart. So I am going to pick up some of the darker color on my lighter marker, and I'm going to use that to blend. And I don't care whoever taught you to pick up this crap here, this resin dried up crap, don't do it. You're just going to ruin your nib. So don't do it. You guys have heard me yell at you before. Okay. So now I'm done yelling. Okay. So I did make some mistakes. I did go over the scales here a little. You know what? We're going to leave it just like it is. We'll just do the color it, whatever. Marker maintenance, which I know Justine's not good at. But I would be like the pot calling the kettle black right now if I called her out on it, because it's been a minute since I've done it. So there you go, Colette. You're getting your purple and your green. We do need to put a little bit of purple down there that I missed. Okay, now we're going to do some dots of the YG09. So there we go. We're not getting super crazy with any of this, because we got a lot of stuff to do tonight. All right, so I am going to do, we have to map this out so I don't mess it up. Using my lightest color, which is YG05. And then there would be a stripe under his arm. So we're going to go on both sides of the arm in green. Okay. Now we're going to take YG09 and we're just going to flick some of that in. And what time is it for Benita? It's like 1 a.m. for Benita, I think. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Benita's channel, you should, because she's joining our team and she does live. She did a heck of a job today. People really seem to like what she was doing today. That's all I got to say about that. But look how cute this is. This is so stinking cute. Who knew that a cute little that a dragon would be this darn cute? So this is a C3 because we're going to keep her white. And my C1, where did she go? Right there. She's cute. She's very, very cute, you guys. All right. Now for the castle. I am working all things backwards. Listen, I lost the castle, and then we're going to be castle this. There's the other baby dragon. I can always go, there's the castle, so I'm not losing my mind. Okay. We're good. We're good. Castle it is. All right, let me put some of this away because my ADHD is starting to kick in. I was already fighting it with just finding the strips of color that we're using. So I know everybody was saying that it's very warm where they live. And I will tell you that it's very warm where I live too. It was in the mid 80s and it was extremely humid. I, however, have become a very cold person in the air conditioning, but I love me some AC. So I am wearing long sleeves so that I can have the AC where I like it. And my AC is like, I think only like at 74. So it's not like it's super cold, but you know. Now to some of you that like maybe that live in tropical areas, that might be cold. But for me, it's about normal. All right, this is going to be a really boring castle, okay? So Justine is putting the links in. It's also in the description box if you're watching this on the replay. All right, so this is the entrance. It would be the darkest, right? So I'm using E35, and this would cause a shadow here because that area is sticking out. And then where this little, I call it the tooth design, would cause a shadow because it's yet another layer. I did see something that I need to do because this is making me crazy. Let's poke out the little pieces. There we go. Okay. Back to it. So this back here would be in shadow. This would be in shadow. And most of this back part would be in shadow for all of it. And then these little trussels would have little pink. Oh, more little toothets. What do you call these things? The little teeth things. I mean, I know that they're I don't know what they are. I'm not trying to be smart today. I have been working like a lunatic today, and honestly, words are very hard for me at this point. All right, so that was the E35. we're going to skip to, we're going to do an E34 back here. Because I don't know, are most castles like colorful? Not ones I've seen. They're usually pretty tan, pretty boring. Okay. Just try to give it some illusion of depth of color. Battlements is making me laugh. Shiloh, I did see that you were having a live. I did not get to come to it. I will watch it on the replay, but yeah, Sylvie was right. Congratulations on that. Takes a lot of guts to go live, and I'm terrible at it. I don't even pretend I'm good at it. I do it because I like hanging out with you guys. And it's a good way. Like, and also, if you see me mess up, then you know it's okay for you to mess up. Because a lot of the videos you see out there by all the famous people, they're so edited and well practiced and stuff that you think that you as a brand new crafter have to be perfect. And honestly, you don't. There are so many ways to clean up a card or clean up a mistake that I think it's worth showing that. I'm not throwing shade on the people who rehearse it and have the perfect card. You know, I guess I should strive for it, but I would rather be relatable than not relatable. Okay. Now, I don't know why I want this. Oh, I don't want that color. I don't know why I want this, but I want my turrets to be like a blue-green. Perfect is boring. Amen, Justine. I mean, if y'all were paying for this content, I might consider not screwing up and having it perfect and having it like narrated perfectly and practiced 17 times. Like, so, oh, speaking of which, I have eight spots open in my Cincinnati class for Stamp Away in the end of July. So if you are in the area or you're coming to Stamp Away and you want to take a Copic class where I actually might behave properly, now's the time to get the tickets because I do see them being sold out. So that was the BG 72, 75, 78. So even though YG 67 is my favorite color of Copics, I am a huge fan of this blue-green. Now, you know that no card of mine is going to go without red, so the flag's going to be red. Annie says she leaves in her mistakes, and I think that's what makes you and I relatable. And again, if I was teaching, even sometimes when I'm teaching, I like screw up and I'll like show what I do to fix it. Because I think sometimes it's the fixing that people are the most interested in. I could be wrong, but I think it's more about, okay, how do we move forward? Danny, you said that I didn't realize you were going to Craft Roulette. Danny, that'd be fun. So there's quite a few of us from the team going. Did you go last year, Danny? Yeah, I'm going with your bestie Crafty Owl. Do you know this? I'm embarrassed to say this. I went to a retreat that she was at last year, and I did not introduce myself to her because she was inundated with people. And I know that when you have the fandom that she's got going on, that sometimes that can be overwhelming. And I did not want to take any more of her bandwidth, but I would like to meet her. I think we're actually going to both be at 2 different retreats at the same time this year, so I would like to actually meet her. So you might be my excuse to go meet Crafty Owl. Okay. All right, y'all. This is the inside of the card. Let's get out my trimmer. And we're going to take this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm taking a little bit off at both ends, which is why I didn't care if those were even or not. And I'm going to take it from the bottom. No, I'm going to take it from up here because my sun rays didn't go all the way. I could have ink blended that too. It's fine. I made my decision. I'm sticking to it. All right. Let's start putting some of the card together and then we'll go back to coloring. I am a lot of ADHD today. I don't know what that's about. So this is the inside of the card. So we're going to glue her down. Shiloh, I think that you need to come to a retreat in the U.S. That's so easy for me to say because I'm in the U.S. and I don't have to pay the prices to come across the border and all that garbage. Okay. So we're going to get this centered on there, and y'all know I struggle with that crap. Using my little froggy to get a nice adherence going. Beautiferous. Beautiferous, beautiferous. All right. For backtracking, I have to use that dang bug. So let's get the Misty out. I feel like sometimes I get these parameters and I'm like, what? Why? Just why? So we're going to do it. So Lisa, are you getting this card or do you want me to pass it on to somebody else? So, okay, if I had to make my choice of who I was going to come visit, I would want Shiloh to go to Sweden and all of us meet in Sweden. Because that's what I'm being selfish right now, but that's what I want. I've been to Canada more than once in my life. I've not been to Sweden, though. These are brand new. I have not stamped the dragonflies, so they are brand new stamps, and they are just sticking to my fingernails like crazy. Shut her down. Okay. I'm going to rub those with my finger. Versa mark. Versa mark. figured if I say its name and talk to it nicely, it'll like come out and play. And CJ, this is what I was talking about, where you can use it on your Misty. Beautiful. Just ask me, I'll tell you. Okay. This is some Ranger embossing powder. It's fine detail. Okay, let me pour that back in. Pour some back into the bottle, pour the rest of it in my lap. Because you know that's how it goes when we're in our craft room. Okay, here comes the heat gun. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's the first thing. So we need to put some who's in for the floor space. You're so funny. I was actually one time thinking about staying inside of the airport because I was so cheap. So you're talking a cheap McGee right here. But I don't know. I watch a couple of travel channels and I didn't realize this, but they now have like pod hotels, like where you can stay in like in the airport overnight and stuff. And that's it. I had never seen them in person, but I saw some of them in New York when I went this winter. So that was interesting. I don't know. With the rodent problem that LaGuardia has, I don't know that I would be able to stomach staying in that airport. I mean, for the most part, I think New York has a rodent problem, but I, didn't stay places that had rodents. They didn't have hot water the first night they had, though. And when we talked about the hot water, they're like, oh, well, that's just something that happens. We're like, that didn't happen here. We almost left. And when I say we, it wasn't my husband and I. My husband would have told me I was making a mountain out of a molehill. You didn't see any rodents in New York? Well, that's good. LaGuardia is known to be rodent infested. And they do a lot to try to keep it from being an issue. But, I mean, like, they can be like the size of cats, from what I've been told. I cut that a little bit long, so we're going to lob that off. Oh, you guys, it's going to be good. What do you guys think so far? All right. So we're going to put this little dragon up here. And I don't want to put a lot of, Okay, I want to put foam tape on here. I'm not going to lie to you. I want to. But I also want it to close. Now, I have these clouds that I had stuck in with this set. Who they're from, I have no idea. Does it matter? Not at all. Nope, not going to do that. We're going to stick her down. Okay. So let's decide what we're doing here. Because the goal is for our guy to get to his castle, right? It's my story. I'm sticking to it. And only in my fairy tale do you have the courageous knight and a sweet dragon with a rainbow. Because sometimes I don't think they coexist like that. Don't know, maybe they do. Why do I want... The heart wants what the heart wants, but it's not going to get it, I don't think. Yes, she is. Ha! I knew something wasn't going to be stuck. Have I watched How to Train? You know what? I have never seen that. It's heresy. I'm sure people are thinking that's just or lunacy right there, but I've never seen it. My husband has. He's watched it with the kids. Stay there, little man. Okay, next. I still haven't gone back to coloring her guy yet. For some reason, I am all absorbed into this card, making this the card base. I just want to make sure I've got the right size here. Yep, that's the 44 one. So, to make the full card base, you are going to glue on this bottom half. And all of you are saying, but Joy, you never get anything on straight. You're absolutely right. So this is a hysterical move right here. Can the monkey do it? My magic frog is making it happen, you guys. Holy cow, look at that. Okay, next, we're going to put this on there. Now, you know that I want some foam tape. Oh, it would be pretty with that, too. Oh, no, I'm sticking to it. Kills me to cover up this mermaid paper. Magic frog to the rescue. I'm going to have to remember that from here on out. Magic frog to the rescue. And then my husband, whenever he does it, he calls it Miss Piggy to the rescue. I don't know. We're crazy. I am making up measurements now because I have no idea how big that table of contents is, but figure if I had to put a table of contents on there, we're going to make it shine. It's going to be the star of the show. Well, if crazy is good, then you're at the right place because it is like crazy down up in here today. Oh, you guys, I'm just loving this. I don't know if you are, but I am. I'm still using glue because even though I've got a torn edge, I still feel like I won't get it on straight. Justice for all on an easy day was yesterday. Change of command. I'm telling you, this man is doing the change of command. He's the freedom fighter. That's what all those words say. So I'm just having fun with it. All right, so what did I do in here? All right. So I am going to make this green-ish BG72. Have you guys ever seen me color and go all over the place? Usually I'm very systematic. I am not very systematic tonight. I don't know why. This is BG78. Okay, 75. Now we're going to make her glow. Hold on to your pants. BG13. What do you guys think of that? I think that was pretty dang clever. That's what I think. We're going to use the sandcastle colors for the inside of the shield. This poor guy can't even afford a metal shield. He needs a better king. Or queen or whoever. Poor guy. So you're going to use E39. And where the Justine, I know you gave this a name. What are these called? I always called it the dragon, but you came up with a word because it's got wings. He's a knight in training. Okay. So I went dark around him because he would be like popping out, like there would be a shadow. At least in my world, there would be. You're a nerd, a griffin. That's it. You're not a nerd. You're just a teacher. You're who I would want teaching my kids. And you and I have discussed about who I had teaching my kids and the words I had for them a few times. I used to send, like they would send me back like their like weekly books. with their grades and their homework assignments. And I would get out a red pen and I would correct the teacher's grammar. And I wrote her a note. I said, if you're gonna correct my kid, teach my kid, then you should probably learn how to write. And she finally stopped sending BS home. She couldn't handle my BS. That probably was, in retrospect, that probably wasn't the nicest thing for me to do, but it just really made me mad that the person could not articulate themselves in English. Okay. So you guys, this card is so cute. Oh my God, I can't stand it. Can't stand it. I just don't know what I want to do now. Man, these colors are so much alike. This might turn into a thing where I do as I say and not as I do. But so we're going to use RV99 for the tuft on top of his helmet. Look at that. It looks good. All right, that was RV99. Now we're going to go to R89. It's the plume. Shiloh, you and I finally got something right. Lisa Alper is messaging me. You guys, she just showed me her sunset. It's beautiful. I normally don't look, but usually when Lisa messages me, it's because I'm having tech issues and she's telling me to get it straight. Do you want me to show them, Lisa? Do you care? Actually, I might be able to see it better this way. Look at that, you guys. Very, very cool. So this is R56, so it's more of a pinky color. So I'm kind of coloring this like you would color hair. And the hair is always really bad until it's not. R35. We went all over the rainbow. I shouldn't say the rainbow. We went all over the colors of the red family. And if we want to put a little bit more dark in, which I always tend to lose my dark, we can always tell everybody it's always easier to add than it is to take away. Here we go. let's get this guy done. I'm just not in the mood to color. I really don't want to color gray. You know, metal is metal. But we're doing it. Let's get her done. All right, C7. We're going to put a nice cast shadow above the helm because it's flipped up. Okay, and I'm going to put this part of the helmet in shadow because it would be, because it's under his big old ears. And we're doing this little by little so that we can all figure out the process together. Hi, Donna. Thank you. I'm having fun with it, at least. I don't know how great it is, but I'm having fun. And that's all that matters. We're only here to hang out. Live once. And I purposely left a little bit of a white space up there as a shine. So on here, I'm using C3 on the side, a little bit there. Now C1. And now we've got a nice shiny helmet. Let's do the rest of it. All right. I'm going to do C9 on the boots. So under here, under the cuff is a shadow. And we're going to give a little bit of wrinkle in there. And this whole part here, the sole, I'm making it black. We're going to pretend he's like, I don't know, got Doc Martens or something on. I don't know. You guys just need to know I do my own thing. And if I was teaching a for real class, I would for real tell you where to put all the shadows. I'd even give you the little shadow guide and where the light source is and all that stuff. But right now, we are just here having fun. And 90% of the people, oh, my marker lid needs to come off. 90% of the time, the people that we're giving our cards to could give less, I almost said a bad word, about where our color source is. They're just so thankful to get a card. Now, this whole shield would cause a big shadow. So I just gave it a really big shadow that looks like it didn't belong there. Like you notice I'm using like paintbrush style, but with this, with the shield, I gave a nice big shadow because it's forward. That was the C9. That was the scary dark. Thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. I think you're being kind. But I do try to color. I try to give away as much of my knowledge that I have. Because why not? Can't take it to the grave with me. Okay, let's see. I haven't decided 100% what I'm doing. Can't figure that out. It is truthful. Let's see what else I've got going on here. Yeah, I make it a policy not to lie too very often to you guys. I will ever. Should never say often because that would imply that I lie to you, and I don't. This is a C3. And we're blending that in. Gonna do the pants and the rest of the shoes. Sometimes it looks bad before it looks good. So I think we're going to do an R35 here. So we're going to go back to like the hair or the plume color. Going to do an R59. I'm going to go back over that with that R35 so we can give it a little bit more of a deeper red. And then, I don't know, I guess my heart wants that blue in there again. I don't think this actually makes sense for an outfit, but we're doing it because it's my storybook. When it's your storybook, I need to take a drink, you guys. I'm so sorry. When it's your storybook, you can write it however you want. But right now, it's mine. Now I'm going to take that C3 in all the places that I've got way too much white showing. I'm going to kind of go back over it. Because it sometimes can look unfinished. Now where that strap was, that on his boot, I'm going in with a C9 and I'm going to really accentuate that darkness. Okay. Honestly, I think we're just about done. I know that he needs a shadow under his big old chin. Speaking of Fridays, I am going to be going live on Fridays that I don't have shows at 1 p.m. Eastern. So I do have one scheduled for this week, if anybody can make it. And if you can't, it'll be on the replay. It will not be an edited replay. I will probably never be the person that edits the replay. I like the white spaces too, but there are a lot of people, Sylvia, that hate it. Like I know that when I leave like white space and people say like in the hair, it literally makes them cringe. There are some people that just want that off of there. Me, on the other hand, I say bring it. Okay, where's that pokey tool? It's under all the things. No, it's not. It's right there. Okay. Now I'm just releasing that backer. I'm almost done with this crappy foam tape that I can't stand. I've got like all new rolls over in my cabinet, and I cannot wait to get the stuff that I actually can use without it sticking everywhere. So here he is. I'm going to put him on the side. Now let's find the white Copic Acrea. So this is an acrylic pen. And we are going to really dot those whites of the eye. Put those in. And I'm going to give him like a little star. And I think that his belt would have one. And maybe... And then we'll give him like little shine on his boots. And I left a natural shine up here at the top, but we'll just put one in anyway. And I just think he's adorable. What do you guys think? So first of all, let's widen out. We have the table of contents, and it's all the colors of my craft room. It's got blues, yellows, purples, greens. But we've got Be Strong, Courageous from Joshua 1:9 with the dragonflies that make no sense. But whatever, it's fine. Okay. And then we've got an Easel card. What were these parameters again? See, I don't even know. Hold on, I'm trying to figure it out again. Okay, so an Easel card we did, Colors Craft Store, we've got the bugs, and we've got the table of contents. So I think we nailed it. But okay, you guys, is that inside not just ridiculously amazing? Seriously, who would not want to go and defend that castle? I'd want to. I'd want to live in it. All right, now let's see. What do we want to... Total cuteness, I agree. Let's see. I put my blingage away somewhere. I legit had new pen. It's fine. Don't ask me where these are from because I have no idea. But we're using gold. Some very large gold, which we're not going to use a lot of the large ones. All right. Where's the glue? Where's the thing? Okay. So I'm going to put one of the larger ones down underneath the middle. This thing is so big and heavy that it won't even pick up, which is not normal for our stuff. But it's fine. We didn't even use gold on this card, and I'm using gold. My goal was to use new penny, which would have been obviously copper. But I don't think he needs a whole lot there. Look at me being all special. Oh, hold on. We're going to use, have I ever used this? I have not. We're not going to open that one. Some wheat Estella. Let's make sure I've got it clear. We'll give the cloud some sparkle, because who doesn't want a sparkly cloud? I do. I imagine if I make it through the pearly gates, it's going to be sparkly and gorgeous. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, my friends. You would think eventually that these allergies of mine would go away, but they seem just to keep hanging on. That's where the artist put her little signature. So if I put a little dot over it. So there we go. Does everybody like it? Sparkle's a must, Danita says. Looks like some people who headed over to Danita's channel. That's amazing. Thank you for the love and support of my newest team member. All right. So here we go. Table of contents. We've got the boy doing battle. We've got the rainbow. We've got sunshine. We've got clouds. We've got bling. I mean, girls, boys and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is fantabulous. I had a great time making this card. So I hope you liked it. And thank you for hanging out with all of my crazy stuff. But that's all I have for tonight. We used in our hearts of hearts for the insects. We used Be Courageous for the boy, and then we used our greatest treasure, which is normally a Mother's Day card. So that just shows that you can mix and match your stamps for any occasion and get whatever you want out of them. So make your scenes and whatnot. I will see you Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time, unless something crazy happens. We've had extreme weather in the United States, especially the Midwest, but I think we should be okay. So bye, toodles. Love you guys. Maybe we're leaving. My mouse isn't wanting to work.